finally stopped raining. So anyways guys, welcome back to the channel. You guys are gonna have to forgive my stuffiness. I'm about to start working back on the car, and I figured that I'd give you guys an update. Pretty much here I'm installing the GNX flares in the car. I already got the front ones on. I recorded some of the process here because I had to do some repairs, and I also cleaned out the metal. So I took all the undercoating out, and I'm kind of doing a detailed job on installing this because I rolled the fenders, so I had to trim the flare, and right now I'm testing it and fitting it. Then I'm gonna redo the undercoating so I don't get noise, road noise, and tire noise in the cab. But other than that, all right. So now that I've had my coffee and I don't have that morning raspiness anymore, like I was saying, flares and back here I'm installing an air compressor on this side, relocating the meth. As you've seen, I have a tank over here and a tank over there. All of that is going to go away, and actually I don't know if you can even see it because in the camera I can't, but believe me, there's a tank here, the pump there. All of this is getting relocated. I just still don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's happening. I did the installation of the flares, and what can I say? They're badass. They look badass. Sadly, I have no idea who made these. The person I purchased them from said that they came from California, and I mean, besides me working the inner lip, these things did not need anything else to make them fit. They're tight to the body. They match the lines really good on both sides. The only issue with rubbing I've had is when I went to Texas, the car was sitting so low because it was loaded that the tires were rubbing every time I hit a bump. But otherwise, these flares give it a killer look. And also, since I'm running at 275 with a 10-inch rim, it makes it sit flush and it doesn't make the tire stick out further than the body. So it just gives it a killer look. But yeah, I figured that some of you would be curious about that. I finally fixed the issue with the fuel pump not priming. What ended up being is that the pink wire that comes from the relay back towards the fuse block that goes to the plug that goes to the back are broken right where the injector harness and the pink wire join to the test lead down here. So pretty much I had power up to this point, and from here on it was just a loose wire. I got hit with a double issue here because the wire had also pulled out of the inside of the fuse block, but I was able to expand it again and then just get it to clip back on. It's kind of a headache, mostly because everything checks out good over here, everything was checking out good over there, but somewhere in between there and here the issue was the issue. So I had to take all of this apart and fish the wire out. But other than that, that's solved. Hopefully that little trick that I showed you guys helps you, where you can jump your parking light if you have a hot wire kit to run the fuel pump in case something like this happens to you. But I also learned while I was chasing wires that pretty much you can run everything off of the fuse block, backfeed it off of one of the battery terminals, and yada yada yada. So technically you can put a wire between an ignition terminal and whatever device you want to temporarily run or jump. And yeah, only problem with that is that you don't have a fuse, so if you have a short down the line, you might want to be careful. But other than that, right now I have the up pipe off. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I learned that you can actually run it either way, up or down. And on the upside down position, technically, it gives me more hood clearance. So finally I'm going to be able to get a hood skin to cover this up, because without the hood liner is really loud and has this really metallic sound to it, particularly when I shut it. But yeah, that's what's going on now. I still got to do a little bit of wiring in the trunk. I haven't finalized the wiring on my air compressor or the sound systems. Other than that, the next big project that I got coming is the rear end. Once I knock out the rear end, it's going to be some framework. I'm actually starting to gear up as well to change the seats. I'm actually going with some Pro cars. I have one downstairs already that I've tested. I'm actually going to be testing it a little more. I'm going to take out the driver's seat, put that one on, and drive it around with the Pro car seat and the stock passenger seat, and see how I like it. It's got a lot more bolster, but I used to have those in my Chevelle. And in the Chevelle, because of the floor was a little higher, or pretty much everything was a little higher on the floor, it was kind of awkward. So we'll see how it fits in this one. But yeah, other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, hit the like button.